Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video, which is going to be the most terrifying for me for the year so far, because I'm going to be showing the most disappointing, the worst makeup, the makeup I have enjoyed the least so far in 2024. If you'd like to watch me be uncomfortable for 20 or so minutes, then you've come to the right place. So without further ado, let's get started. So quick disclaimer before we dive into these terrible, in my humble opinion, products. I am a nice person. I don't like to be mean, not to makeup. I love makeup, okay? I want to be nice. I try my hardest to focus on the positive. And I will say that I believe the vast majority of these products to be great products for someone, just not for me. You know, there are some redeeming qualities within a lot of these products, some of them not, but within a lot of these products, there are some elements that would make it an amazing product for the right person. It's just that the right person is not me. So don't be offended if I include something in here that you love. That's just because it's more suited to you than it is to me, to your preferences, maybe your skin type, what you're looking for, how you do your makeup. That does not mean that you are wrong to love the products. They will all work differently for someone else. They just didn't work great for me. Okay, so we're still friends. I promise. Pinky. So kicking us off, let's talk about this Chanel primer, I guess we're calling it. This is the Healthy Winter Glow Primer, and this was a limited edition product. That's my first problem. Okay, why would we make basics, foundations, primers, concealers, powders? Why would we make those limited edition? So that's my first complaint. My second complaint is what's happening. That's what it is. Does this feel hydrating? It does. I will give it that. That's the one mark I'll give it. Does it really do anything else for me? No, it's just like I've put moisturizer on. It soaks into the skin and then it's essentially gone. You know, there's barely a difference between my two hands, and this is freshly applied. On my face, is this going to give me any extra glow once I've put foundation on? No, it's not. It's just nowhere near glowy enough to be called a winter glow primer, in my opinion. If you just want if they called it the hydrating primer, again, I just said great. Yes, it is hydrating. I still don't know why it would be limited edition, but sure, it is hydrating. My hand feels pretty hydrated now. You see how I'm giving it the positives, but you can't call it a glow primer when there's just really no more glow than within a normal moisturizer. You know, I want luminosity, radiance. If you're going to call yourself a glowy primer, you better keep glowing once I've put foundation on. Even if you put a sheer foundation over the top of this, I don't think you would notice any difference in the finish. It's just not glowy enough. That's my main complaint. It was very expensive and it's quite small. I want more. 30 mils, quite stingy for a primer, isn't it? Chanel. I don't know why I'm surprised. I will also say that once it's sort of worked its way, it's absorbed into my skin, I can see so much glitter on my hand. So how are you not glowy and yet glittery at the same time? That's what I'm saying. Next up, why is this here? Next up, let's talk about this Fenty Gloss shade. It was ill-conceived, I believe. Free poem already. This is going to be a great day. Now, I would put this on and show you, but this Burberry lipstick is very pigmented and very shiny, and it took me approximately 48 goes to get it looking like halfway not a mess on my lips. So I'm reluctant to remove it because I know I'll never get it back on in any way, shape and form. I'm going to have to. I feel like so many people are going to moan at me if I don't. We're doing it. I clearly would do anything for a quiet life. Why do you guys hate me? Oh no. So this is the Fenty Gloss Bomb Oil in the shade Coppa Cookie, and I am solely talking about this colour. This is such an unflattering colour on me. I think the colour just doesn't suit me at all. But also this metallic finish looks so bizarre to me. Is that anyone else? I feel like I'm turning into the Tin Man. I'm a robot. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this up close, but it's kind of like it clogs a little bit as well. I just don't like it, but I especially don't like this colour. It just looks odd, and like I don't think it flatters me, and I'm really sad about it because I really thought it was going to be gorgeous, glossy, like oil slick. That doesn't sound good, but in my mind it was going to be good. And then I put it on and I just thought I look bizarre, and I don't like it, so that was a fail for me. I'm taking it straight off and I'm replacing it with one of my beloved YSL Candy Glazes, shade 13. This is much better. Don't you dare try and tell me the Fenty looked better, okay? I will block you. Next up, let's talk about the Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. There's several problems here, okay? I didn't hate this when I first used it, and I don't hate it. No, I don't. That's too harsh. I don't hate it. It's got nice formulas in here. You know, everything is nice. There's nice formulas. This shade, Dreamy, is gorgeous. Really pretty little topper sparkly shade in there. The problem I have with this palette is I don't know what we were doing. I don't know where we were going with it. It's just like someone dropped all of the samples and they just picked up the nearest ones and put them back in here. And that's what we ended up with. I don't know how this works together as an eye look. I don't know how it does. And there's no mattes, they're all shimmers. And I don't know what is this, especially this shade, doing in there. It does not belong with, these are not its friends. I don't understand that. We also did one variety of this palette with, you know, only these blushes, and we needed like 3 or 4 of these in order for people to be able to use the bronzer. And like the blushes, you know, you basically got to love pink on your cheeks, have a fair to light medium skin tone, and know what to do here in order to get a lot out of this palette. And I just feel like altogether it's such a muddled collection of shades and products. There's no highlighter, but for some reason we've got 3 contour shades and 2 matte, both matte blushes. It's neither here nor there. It ticks no one's boxes. It's like we got lost somewhere, and I don't think it works, is what I'm saying. We could have done so much better. We were close with the idea, and if we had made 3 palettes for different skin tones, and we'd had a blush, highlighter and bronzer, 3 different skin tone options, different shades, and then some kind of cohesive eyeshadow situation with at least 1 matte, it could have been great. But sadly, it was not. Next up, a product, the first product that I feel is very harshly included here. I'll say it myself, but I don't love these, and I was sad about it. It's the Fenty, what are they called? Demi Glow highlighters. Here's where I'm sad about it. About 50% of the times where I've seen someone order one of these, it's arrived in many pieces. That's problem number 1. Mine included also arrived in smithereens, okay? So there's something amiss there. What had happened to mine is the whole product had like fallen off of the backing, which just tells me we had a slight issue there with our quality control perhaps. The product itself is not terrible. The issue I have is that they called it the Demi Glow highlighter. Now Fenty have a lot of very sparkly, chunky, metallic type of highlighters. So when you tell me you're releasing one called the Demi Glow highlighter, guess what I thought we were going to get? I thought we were going to get something glowy, demi glowy. Something very subtle and soft and luminous. And we got this. We got this very metallic formula for some reason. So I think this was a more so miscommunication between myself and Fenty. I thought because you called it the Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter, I thought we were getting something that would just be more up my street. I bought a few shades, I was so excited about it, and then went, oh, it's literally a really quite metallic highlighter. It's just not what I was hoping for. My hopes were dashed, some would say. So again, that's something that a lot of people probably love and think is their favourite highlighter, and you aren't wrong. I just thought it was going to be different than it is, and I thought it was going to be more for me, so I'm just sad, okay? I feel left out in the cold. Next up, we have one of my biggest big fat fails of the year so far, and it's these Dior bronzers. I don't think we needed the air quotes in hindsight. I think they are bronzers. I don't know why I did those. I can only apologise. Now, I will say I'm going to give this a positive as well. I do like to do, you know, the sandwich when I'm ripping something to pieces. The packaging is glorious. Tick, tick, tick. The migraine-inducing level of fragrance in here, cross, 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 okay? So that's one for each. The major issue I have with these, one, is that these were sort of selling me a bit of a dream that they just couldn't live up to. So they kind of tried to tell us that this was a bronzer, blush and highlight, a bit like the Chanel ones, you know, that actually have a bronzer, blush and highlighter in them. That's what I was thinking. The blush strip is like the size of my tear duct. Okay, that's problem number one. No one's getting any blush out of here. There's no chance. You'd have to apply it with a pencil brush and you'd be there all day, frankly. The second thing is the highlight strip is slightly larger than my tear duct. It's maybe like the width of my dog's claw, but still, you can't get a brush in there. These were oversold, I feel like. They were kind of sold as being this like all-in-one bronzer, blush and highlighter. They're just bronzers, okay? That's all they are. The next problem, which is the biggest problem of all, because I bought 3 shades of these.
9. I took 9.
Is that they're all the same. They're all the same. Why are they? And you might think on paper, wow, I mean, you were complaining about the Natasha Denona not having more options, more varieties for different skin tones. And now Dior have come along and they've given you all these different shades, but have they? No, they haven't. They've lied to us, lied straight to our faces. I bought 3 shades of these. I purchased the lighter and the deeper peachy shade, and then I purchased the lighter rosy shade. I really thought these were going to be quite different to each other. I literally can't. As I was swatching them, I still now, even though I know the truth, I still was expecting them to be more different. I'm sorry. What's happened here? Dior are actually trying to have us believe that these are 3 different shades of bronzer. Let's all just let that sink in for a second. They're the same. They are essentially the same, okay? I'm not sure I, with a gun to my head, could have picked one of these out of there and said which one it was. They are essentially the same. On the cheeks, you are not going to see any difference. And that's 3 of them, different shades. So I got punked and I don't appreciate it. And shade confusion aside, it's not even that great of a bronzer. I thought the pinkier one would be a bit cooler in tone, but it's not. They're all basically orangey, slightly shimmery bronzers on the cheek. I was so disappointed in these. I really thought these were going to be so stunning. The packaging is so lovely. I like Dior. I typically love their bronzers. But what was that? I don't know. And why was that? It's the bigger question. Next up, you can probably already tell what product I'm going to talk about next. What is wrong with you? What is your problem? What is your problem with me? Why do you hate me? It's this Nars palette and I literally still can't open it, and I refuse to break another fingernail trying to get in here. This is the Nars Afterglow Irresistible palette, and you can already see the #1 issue. I'm not messing around, okay? I'm not joking. I wanted to show you the inside. I physically can't open it. and I've never been able to. I've opened it, it took me about 10 minutes to open it when I was initially reviewing this, and I was getting angrier and angrier, and I feel my blood pressure rising again as I talk to you guys. It's ridiculously hard how anyone is ever supposed to open this, let alone someone who might have difficulties with their hands and their fingers. I physically, I'm not messing, I'm not joking. I'm not doing this for clickbait. I'm not doing it for a laugh. I can't open it. What is the point? This is ridiculous. Please make things easier to open, okay? It's a joke and it makes my blood boil, you know? And I'm in a good mood. I was in a good mood before I started doing this video. Catch me on the wrong day and I can't open you. You're going to get flung across the room, okay? And then you'll be, no one wants that. That will make a mess, okay? If I could open this palette, I would have shown you the inside. I'll put a picture up. This is ridiculous. I literally can't open it, okay? It's unhinged. But if I could open it, what you would see would be the exact same colour story that Nars have been giving us for about 3 years now. Why do we keep doing these very warm toned, pinky, coppery colour stories? We definitely could do with something quite different. Nars have really great eyeshadow formulas, and I really have loved some of their palettes in the past. They really are underrated when it comes to their eyeshadow formulas, but no one needs 6 of the same colour story from the same brand, okay? So I feel like you're sabotaging, you're self-sabotaging, because we want to support you. We like the formulas, but we can't if we A, can't open it, and B, we already have it. So that's all I have to say about that. Next up, a product that I think is a good product. I just don't know how many people it's for. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Foundation. This time I think they were granted. I think they were appropriate. The issues with this are not that it doesn't do exactly what it says on the tin, and I feel like Charlotte Tilbury described this perfectly, other than the F word. Not the F bomb. Foundation is what I mean. If they hadn't put that word on the end, I think maybe we would have given it more grace, but there's just no way I think we can call this a foundation. I think they should have stopped when they said Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Stick. If they'd left that foundation word out of it, I think it would have been better. I think they could have left several other words out of it as well. I don't think we needed 10. But if we'd taken the foundation word out, I think it would have been exactly as described. I think it's so shiny, which I never thought in my life I would say that that was a negative, and I don't think it is. The shine, it does put a lot of people off, and for a lot of people that is a deal breaker, that level of shine all over their face. For me, it's not. I love the shine, okay? Of all people, I love the shine. That's not the issue for me. It's just that it's then very sheer. I wouldn't even call it a light coverage. So then I feel like foundation, we're playing fast and loose with the word foundation. I feel like it is more of a skin tint, perfecting stick, something like that. You know, she didn't call the Hollywood Flawless Filter a foundation. And I feel like this is very similar to that in stick form. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like maybe the word foundation being in there might have confused some people. I just don't know how many people will use this as intended as a foundation. I don't think many people will. If you actually really love this as a foundation, please let me know I'm wrong in the comment section down below. I don't think there's many people who do. For me, I don't mind it as a bit of a mixing product. So I'll put this all over my face and then go in with a foundation to get a bit more coverage, but get the extra glow from this. And I like it in that way. But I just don't know how many people are going to plaster this all over their face as a foundation and go about their day. I don't know. Am I wrong? I'm not sure. I feel like if we'd just given us a medium coverage or light to medium coverage, it was so close. I feel like that would have worked for a lot more people, because lots of people love the glow, like me. Lots of people love a Tin Man face. But we do need a bit of coverage. Otherwise, unless your skin is absolutely perfect and flawless and even and there's no discoloration or redness, because my problem with this is by putting this level of glow all over my face that has quite a bit of redness, rosacea, some discoloration, it's going to not cover it, and then I'm going to look very, very sort of patchy and uneven because all of that is still showing through a bit. So it just doesn't quite, it's close. It was so close. Again, it's not a terrible product. I just feel like it needed to be a little different in order to work for more people and to suit more people. I know this is going to get discontinued. I just know it. Give it a couple of years. I feel like it will be discontinued because I think it was close, but for a lot of people, not something they're going to use very often. That's my honest feeling. Please let me know if you feel differently about any of these products in the comment section. I'm fascinated. I need to know the tea. Am I wrong? Tell me why. Why am I? And lastly, but by no means leastly, it's the Natasha Denona Golden Highlighter Trio. And I know what you're thinking, but this is beautiful. It's lovely. It's got the glorious packaging. I agree, love the packaging. This is another product that for me arrived broken. 2 of the pans had just fallen out of their slot and made a big mess, which I didn't appreciate. It wasn't a good start. The issue I have with this is there was absolutely no need to make it so large and to have 3 shades that won't work on any one person's face, okay? We only need 1 shade, okay? We only have 1 face. My face changes colour quite dramatically between winter and summer, and yet I still can only really use this middle shade. This one's too light, this one's too dark, but I've had to pay an extortionate price to just get this one. And now what? What's going to happen? This one's going to get really used up, and these 2 are just sitting there, neglected, sobbing. Every day when I go and I reach into my drawer and I open it, they think, today, she might use me today. And I don't. I go straight for the middle one every time. And I don't know why we're putting these 2 through that. And presumably, you know, a lot of people will only be using the bronze shade, and a lot of people will only be using this shade. Should we all meet up and swap with each other? I don't know. Why did we do that? Why not just release as a single? Much easier to store, takes up less room, more economical, you know, could have been a lower price point. Or why didn't we make bronzer, blush, highlighter? We'd have loved that. We'd have really liked that. And then we could have used all of the products we paid for instead of just one of them. So there you have it. I'm so sorry that I got so angry during this video. It happens every time. When I start going on a rant, I can't be stopped. Okay, it snowballs. I can only apologise. But those are the 10 products that so far, halfway through 2024, have been the least pleasurable to me. I hate saying hated. Can you tell? I can't get the word to come out. But it's the worst makeup I've tried so far this year. It's brutal. It sounds very, very harsh. I'm so sorry you all had to hear that. But you're my least loved, okay? My less liked, the bottom of the pile. I just couldn't get on with these products. I just couldn't fall in love with these products, you know? Please share in the pain and the discomfort with me. Tell me, what is your most hated, the worst makeup product you've tried so far in 2024? Please let me know what it was. How do you feel about these products? Do you love any of them? Do you get on a lot better with them than I do? I know you're out there. I know there are people who just have different experiences with makeup. Tell me about yours and why you love these products that I don't love so much in the comments section down below. But I hope you enjoyed this video today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.